What's up? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Jumping right into it. The title of this video, right, is going to create some thought behind it. And there are two individuals that are on the cover or the thumbnail of this video that might have brought you here. And I'm here to talk about that, right? The first thing I'm going to talk about is Legion as a whole. Legion as a whole, sometimes they get a lot of slack. They get a lot of bad rep and a lot of people kind of talking trash about them. Now, to me, that's expected to a certain extent. And I'm going to tell you why. If you are on top of your game, you're changing culture, you're making an impact, and you are making some noise and something that might not be as so traditional, or you're not doing it traditional way, it's going to ruffle some feathers, and then people may have something to say about that, right? But people who are doing those things, standing out, making an impact, and making change, what I am talking about today is bigger than just riding a bicycle. It's bigger than just cycling. And for those of you that may have a negative image of Legion or maybe some of the things that they're doing, I'm here to clear that up. And if I can't clear it up, I just want to offer a different perspective, and I just need you to hear me out. So just hear what I'm saying, right? The person I want to talk about specifically is Justin Williams, right? Justin Williams he is a different creature, bro. He is a different beast. He is a different animal. He has changed what cycling looks like, specifically in America. Globally, worldwide, I don't know how far the reach is going, but I know people outside of America are paying attention to what him and his organization are doing and have done. I really applaud him for stepping out and doing that, right? Now, why is this so important to him? One of the things that I really like about him, this isn't just something he just stepped into. He's been doing this. He's been riding and racing all his life, bro. Some people think he just started a team, got on a bike, won a couple races, and like he's kind of like chasing clout or has this image. It's not like that. The things that he talks about, the things that he represents, is stuff that he truly believes in. He's truly passionate about it, and it has came to fruition. Now, a little bit of background. I ain't gonna talk a lot about, just a little bit about it. He came up racing. He was racing pro. He was overseas, and then he came back and he was like, you know what? Overseas was a dope experience, but I want something a little different in the States. How can I change this? How can I change the way this looks? He had a vision, and he just found the right people and sold them that product. And you may say like, well, anybody can do that. Can anybody do that? Think about this, right? You were on a race team. You are racing on this team. The team that you're racing for, y'all ride specialized bikes, right? The team dissolves, goes away. You've just been on the team and around these people in these rooms, listening to these conversations, watching how business gets done, and you realize that the team is going away, but there might be some budget left from this big brand. And you're not necessarily trying to capitalize off it. You just want to take it to the next level. You walk into Specialized, you talk to these individuals and say, hey, I got a vision and this is what I think. I don't really have a name of this team, but I want to start a cycling team. I want to ride your bikes. What do y'all think about it? And imagine Specialized looking you in your face and say, that sounds dope. I want to be a part of that. That's what Justin Williams did. That's what Justin Williams did. Who here is going to Specialize and asking them this and pitching it to them? Enough for them to even be interested to listen to the conversation, to entertain it, and then agree to it. Dude, that's huge. That's dope, right? And to get you a different perspective. And listen, this is just me talking about it, right? Big shout out to my guy, Tommy Runs. Tommy Runs has a podcast. His podcast is called The Run, Eat, and Sleep Show. Hear me when I tell you this. This guy is a runner. He knows absolutely nothing about cycling, right? He meets Justin Williams, just two dope individuals having a conversation. And he was like, dude, I didn't even know cycling was this big, man. Like, oh my goodness. I would love to do a podcast with you. And Justin agrees to it. I'm gonna show you this. This is what you need to. This is what you need to listen to. This is on Spotify, right? The Eat Run, the The Run, Eat, Sleep Show. You need to listen to this podcast. This podcast is an hour and 33 minutes long. When I first seen the time on it, right, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to listen to this like in a couple different iterations. Dude, I was so into it. I listened to the whole thing straight. It's Justin Williams and Tommy Rums just having a conversation, and he's really breaking down cycling, what his vision was, what his story was, what he believes in, what he represents, what he is doing, what he wants to do, and what he will do in the future. Dude, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, listening to this guy speak and seeing what Legion is doing, it's kind of hard to not support this person. And I'm going to tell you like a personal story about me that's kind of like, so look, in my neighborhood, I'm like the only cyclist here. Not only am I the only cyclist, I'm like the only black cyclist, right? I'm probably one of the only black people in my damn neighborhood. But that's beside the point. So I be out riding my bike, bro. When I be out riding my road bike, there's a lot of kids in my neighborhood. And when they see me, they're always like, oh man, look at that bike. Oh, that bike's cool. Oh, that's dope. And then sometimes they got their little bikes and they ride next to me. They're like, oh, that's my bike. And I slow down, I ride with them. But it's just so dope sharing that moment with these individuals and seeing them. I'm a grown man on a bike and they think that's cool. It's so cool that I recently got my own kit made. I designed my own kit and I made, and listen, I'm gonna show you something, right? This is the back of my kit. You see what it says? It says Armstrong. The back of my kit has my name on it. And the reason why is because I'm the brand. Now when I'm out riding my bike and people see me, they're like, wow, that's different. That's dope. And you know where I got that idea from? I got that idea from Legion. I got that idea from Legion. Last year, when Legion hosted their race, right? I think it was called the Lion's Den, right? They invited other people to come out to this race and they had teams. When they had these teams had their own names on it. They had their names on the back. They had numbers. It was kind of like you was watching like the Los Angeles Lakers. That concept has never been done before in cycling. It's completely different. Seeing that was so dope, and even seeing it transpire to now. Now you see Legion of Los Angeles, Miami Blazers. Or cycling is not even structured like that. It's usually like the sponsor and then the team. Jumbo Visma, you know, the Red Bull Warriors, or whatever. And then usually when that sponsor goes away, that team dissolves and they kind of got to like reinvent themselves. They're not really associated with like a specific region or a city. Justin Williams changed that. That is the new shape of what cycling looks like, at least in America. Dude, that is so freaking dope, man. I'm not gonna get too long-winded in this. I'm just saying, if you have a negative perception or a negative image on Legion or Justin Williams specifically, please listen to that podcast. Listen to this podcast. Take a little bit of your time, listen to this podcast. This will change your perspective. And if it doesn't, then I really don't know if you're passionate about anything, man. And I just would like to say, I don't want to see nothing negative. I want to see people doing things they love. I want to see them pursuing their goals, chasing their dreams. And for those negative connotations that's out there, we got to change that ideology, man. We got to change it. We got to spread love. I love what cycling has done for me. I'm glad I found it. I wish I would have found it earlier. And I like to see people on the bike, and I'm trying to keep people on the bike. And people like Legion and Justin Williams that are out changing the shape of cycling, I just need them to know I have their support and I'm on their team. Everything's not always going to be perfect. If you've ever led people, you ever been a boss of somebody, someone's always going to think they're going to do it better. You know, are we learning from the mistakes? Are we having these little after action reviews? Are we having fruitful conversations? Are we giving constructive criticism? And what are we doing to move the needle forward? That's how those talks should be transpiring. If you never heard of that podcast, check it out. Big shout out to Tommy Runs. I might get on your podcast one day. We might just talk about whatever, man. So hit me up. That's all I got for you. This is your boy, Mr. Robb Armstrong. I'm out.
I look like a bag of money I'm on. They wanna know what I'm on. Got diamonds dancing on my neck. That is the vibe I'm on. Way too lit. Who gon' check? You can tell me none.